Hi, boys and girls. My name is Miss Melissa, and I am here to continue your World Peace Martin Luther King project that we started last time. Remember that we created a symbol for the world, which is in blue and green, and we also created a peace symbol in white. We made that with rulers and a pencil. I am going to show you some really cool color concepts so your world peace sign will end up looking something like this. So let me show you the supplies and we can get started. You are going to need your world peace sign, your artwork that you made last time. Your name should be on the front or the back. So you need to get this out. You will also need a white sheet of paper, a pencil, your box of crayons, and a box of markers. Okay, boys and girls, now that you have your artwork out, you're going to need to get your pencil because we're going to make some really neat line designs inside of this peace sign, okay? You're going to use a pencil. I'm going to use a marker, that way you can see it. So let's check out maybe some lines so we'll know what to do. I'll show you a couple. So here we have a straight line. And if you've worked with me before, you have seen this before. Straight lines can be drawn, side to side. They can go up and down. They can also go in a diagonal direction. Here we have a zigzag line. It is created from a straight. The neat thing about zigzag lines is that each segment is in a diagonal direction. Basically, it's one continuous diagonal straight line. And it makes these points very sharp. It's a very sharp line. And you can make this zigzag line any direction you want. Don't you think it kind of looks like teeth going this way? Well, what if I turned it? It might look like lightning going another way. So keep in mind, you can change the direction of these lines. Here we have a curvy line. Curvy lines can go in any direction. It's just one curve. This may look like a frown, but if I turn it the other way, it would look like a happy face. And the last line I want to show you is the wavy line. The wavy line comes from curvy lines, okay? Except it just makes these big bumps up and down and up and down. They can be very wide or very close together. It kind of looks like hills going this way. Maybe this way up, in an up and down or a vertical direction. I don't know, it may look like a snake or a ribbon. So you can, remember, change the direction. Straight, zigzag, curvy, and wavy. These are the only types of lines that we're going to draw. We're going to fill up our white peace sign with some line design. So maybe just watch for a little bit. You can watch me. Here I'm going to draw. Just kind of watch. You can, I say copy. You can follow what I'm doing, or you can do whatever you want. But watch first, because I'm just going to give you some ideas. Okay? What if I were to draw a wavy line going up and down here? And I have several. You see, I put them close together. I put these far apart, right? What about a curve? What if I wanted to continue this curve? That looks pretty cool, huh? You can draw straight lines, some close together, some far apart. You can make the same thing happen on each side if you want. What if I wanted to draw a straight line going up and down in this direction? Could I do that? I sure could. You see? So you can have straight lines going side to side, straight lines going up and down, diagonal. I did some wavy lines. What am I missing? Oh, when I drew some curvy lines here. What about zigzag? We could draw zigzag lines connecting the sides. So go ahead, boys and girls, and you create your own line design. There is no wrong way to do it. I just want you to be creative and come up with something. And we're gonna add some dashes and dots later after we color it. So right now you're just making your peace sign into small segments by dividing it up with lines. Might draw some curvy ones here. So yeah, I encourage you to come up with your own design. Please do not copy off of me exactly. I mean, you may want to borrow an idea, but I want you to come up with your own. Come up with your own creative design. So you're going to fill up your entire peace symbol with straight, curvy, zigzag, and wavy lines. Now you may just want to use straight and curvy, and that is totally fine. You may just want to use wavy, and that is okay. Or you can use all four like I did. It is entirely up to you. You know, you don't want to go any smaller than this. Keep your spaces pretty nice and big. Maybe, you know, every now and then you might want to add, you can maybe try adding some smaller lines in ones that you did already. Maybe just in a few spots. Because the smaller your spaces are, the longer it takes for you to color it. So maybe just do a couple of, you know, lines that are very close together. Once your line design is completed, we can start to experiment with color. So what I want you to do is just put this aside, and we are going to be using that white paper that I told you that you needed today. So go ahead and get your white paper out. Okay, so first thing I need you to do is take your paper, and I want you to fold it in half. If you've worked with me before, we do this all the time, just like a book. Make sure the sides touch and the corners, and you're going to make a crease. Now, I want you to fold it again. This side is going to touch this side, and the corners are going to match. You're going to fold it again, the whole thing. And it kind of looks like a hot dog. So once you get the hot dog bun, we're going to open it back up. So we just folded it twice, and notice what you get. You're going to see your paper, and it's going to have, let's count together, 1, 2, 3 lines, which give us 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So with your pencil, I'm going to want you to trace these lines, the crease that we made by folding. With your pencil, go ahead and trace. You should be tracing 3 lines to leave us 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. Your paper is going to look something like this. I went ahead and wrote with a marker. I'm going to continue to write with a marker. That way you can actually see it. So now that you have your paper drawn out with lines, we can start exploring color. Here I have something called the color wheel. We are going to learn about 4, I like to call them families of color. We have something called primary colors, secondary colors, warm colors, and cool colors. So what I want you to do with me is at the top of each rectangle, we are going to write some words. With your pencil, I'm using a marker so you can see. I want you to write the word primary at the top of the first rectangle, okay? Primary, P-R-I-M-A-R-Y. The second rectangle at the top, I want you to write secondary. We're going to write the word second, and then A-R-Y says secondary. So go ahead and write that word with me. Now, the next word I want you to write in the third rectangle is warm, W-A-R-M. And what's the opposite of warm? Cool. So the last word I want you to write is cool. Each rectangle is going to have some circles, just like you see here. So you're going to draw 3 circles in each rectangle, and they do not have to be perfect. This is what I like to call an exercise. So I'm going to draw 3. 1, pretty big, 2, and 3. See that? I'm going to put 3 about the same size in the same place in each rectangle. You're doing this with a pencil. I'm using a marker so you can see. The shape of the day is circles. And they do not have to be perfect. Remember that. So as you finish that, we're going to get started on the primary colors. These are the 3 primary colors: red, yellow, and blue. Now, if you look at the wheel, the color wheel, I want you to focus on just those colors. So what did I say were the primary colors again? There's 3 of them. Red, and it's going to go all the way over here to, you're just watching. Watch me locate them on the wheel. Yellow to what? Blue. And the blue is going to go back to the red. You notice this shape right here? What do you see? You got it, a triangle. A triangle where every point meets those 3 circles. So let's go ahead and color in our primary colors with your crayons. So you're gonna do this with me. We're just gonna fill in the circle, okay? It's kind of like, you know, we're studying the color wheel together so we can learn about all of the families of color. We're kind of dissecting it a little bit. We're taking this color wheel and we're putting it into 4 really important sections. So I need yellow, red, and you can color them in any order. It's fine. You can put red first if you want it, or blue, as long as you just have yellow, red, and blue. You need just these 3 colors up here. Color is one of my favorite things to learn about. And you want to do a neat job, but remember, this is just an exercise, you know, like a little activity. It's not your final project. There we go. But we're going to learn about this to help us have an understanding about a specific type of color, so we can take that knowledge and create a really cool peace sign. So I'm I'm glad we're learning about this together today. Now it's time to move on to what? Secondary colors. You got it. The cool thing about secondary colors is we have to mix all the primary colors to make them. So let me show you. If you look at this color wheel, look at what's in between. What happens if we mix red and yellow? Well, what's in the middle of red and yellow? Orange, correct? We sure do. We have orange. Now, red and yellow make orange, so I'm at the yellow. Let's go to yellow and blue. What do yellow and blue make? Green. So that would come second. Okay, I'm going to go to blue. Blue and red make purple. So those little circles that we see, we're not going to worry about those today, just the big ones. So follow my dotted line and you can see the three colors that we just got from mixing the primary colors. You see, we just located that. Okay, boys and girls, so yellow plus red is orange. So let's go ahead and put our secondary color orange under here. So I just want you to get familiar with the color wheel and learn about these color families. Okay. And remember, the dotted line, those are the secondary colors. Very good. Now let's take a look at what comes next. If we add yellow to blue, like here, blue plus yellow, what would you get? Green. Blue and yellow make green. So let's take our green crayon and color in green. That is another secondary color. Now maybe one day you can actually mix these colors. We're making I guess kind of like a chart from the color wheel, but you could actually make your own colors from mixing. And the last primary colors that are mixed are blue and red, which would give you, blue and red gives you purple. So let's go ahead and color in purple for our last secondary color. All right, so go ahead and finish that up. Pretty neat, huh? Now guess what we're going to do? We are going to learn about our warm and cool colors. I really like warm and cool colors. Let me show you what they are. So here are my warm colors and here are my cool colors. Let me see if I can cover one at a time. Yeah, so if you look at the warm colors, you'll notice red, orange, and yellow, right? I'm going to cover up the cool areas of this color wheel so you could see just the warm colors. Look at that. Do you see the red, orange, and yellows here? Okay. Now let's take a look at the cool colors. What do you notice? The cool colors are green, blue, and purple. Now watch. I'm going to cover up the warm so we just see the cool. Do you see that? So if we cut our color wheel in half, we'll notice the warm colors stick together and the cool colors stick together. So let's go ahead and locate these colors on our chart. let's focus on the warm colors together. So go ahead and grab your red, orange, and yellow. And I'm just going to fill in my 3 warm colors, and you can see these on the big circles, the red, the orange, and the yellow. And the little circles are like the red, orange, and the yellow, orange. Those are warm colors too, but right now we're just going to be focusing on these big circles. So I'm coloring pretty quickly because I'm very eager to get to our project, because I am ready to take these colors and do something really cool with it, and I haven't even told you yet, so it's kind of a surprise. So let's just kind of fill these in the best we can, as quick as we can, so we can get back to your project. But we had to do this first, so just bear with me. You see that? Warm colors are complete. Now we're going to cool. All right, so please locate your cool colors, which would be green, blue, and purple, and we could find them here on the color wheel. Blue, green, and blue, violet, these smaller circles, they are also cool colors, but we're just focusing on the 3 big circles. So let's go ahead and fill these in together fairly quickly, but neatly. Now, while I'm coloring these in, I'll tell you what we're going to do. The world that we created as a symbol of the world, the planet Earth, where we had blue water and green land, that world would be considered what? Warm or cool? Right, it would be considered cool, right? So guess what we're going to do to the peace sign? We are going to make the peace sign have just warm colors. That's it. Now I'm going to let you throw in maybe a little pink if you want to, because pink can be warm, but it could also be cool depending on the shade. So you're going to get to have a lot of freedom and creativity where you can color that peace sign any warm color you would like. You can put just red and orange. You can put maybe just yellow and orange. You can put red and yellow and orange. Maybe you just want yellow and pink, okay? So you get to choose whatever warm colors you like, but they have to be warm, okay? So finish this up, and we are going to begin coloring with just warm colors. And I might even put this next to the sheet while we're working so we can, it'll help remind us what we're doing. Now I want you to get out your markers, and we're going to just color all of the white spaces with warm colors. The only other color you can add is what? Pink. Very good. So just have fun. I'm going to color with you for a little bit, and then you'll probably be able to finish this in class or at home without me. I just want to get you started. You can make patterns if you want. As you can see, I grabbed the pink, and I'm skipping every other space. Pink, white, pink, white, pink, white. You can have a lot of fun and make patterns, but you don't have to have a pattern. That's the really neat thing about this. The only thing that you have to have in this design, I'm challenging you to use just what? You got it, warm colors. And you decide where you want those colors to go. The only rule is everything on the peace sign has to be warm. You can't have any white. That's just my objective here. So let me show you. This is what I did for Another design. Take a look. I also made patterns. I made red, or I think this is pink, pink, orange, right? And then I had pink, yellow, pink, yellow. And then when I was done, I went ahead and added some circles, like dots and dashes. Like here we go. Here's some dots, here's some dashes. I can show you how to do that as well. So I'm just going to color a couple of more spots with you, and then I'm going to show you how to create dots and dashes, which will add to your design. And keep in mind, the smaller spaces you have, the longer it takes for you to color. So if you have a bunch of tiny spaces, you will probably have to finish that at home. So watch how we can create dots and dashes. Let me just show you. If you want to add more warm color designs, you can add dots, just tiny circles, or dashes. I'm just drawing little straight lines with space. And you can put these anywhere. Just keep in mind to use warm colors. And your project should look something like this when you are finished. So boys and girls, just keep working on your designs. I want you to put the colors where you think they belong. What feels right to you? Keep in mind what I said about patterns. Well, this should be a neat design here. I have all these little tiny spaces. It almost looks like a rocket ship to me. I guess I'm going to keep going with the red on this side. I kind of want mine to match. Now you don't have to. I want mine to, kind of be the same on both sides. Do you know what that's called when something is the same on both sides? If, you had an imaginary line, here's one half, here's the other, they mirror each other. Do you know what word I'm looking for? I bet some of you know. It's called symmetry. Symmetry is when you have the same thing on one side as another side. Now, it's not exactly the same, but I kind of wanted to try a little bit. I think I'm going to color some wavy lines here, red. And just keep in mind, if you run out of time, you can always finish it at home. Thank you for joining me today. We learned about so many things. We learned about primary, secondary, warm, and cool colors. Do you remember the 3 primary colors? Those are the ones that can make all the other colors on the color wheel. Red, yellow, and blue. Great job. Can you tell me what 3 colors are actually warm colors? I'll give you a hint. You're looking right at it here. If you were thinking red, orange, yellow, you are correct. Those are your 3 warm colors, and pink can even be a warm color. I think you did a great job on your warm colored peace sign, and it looks really good against the cool colored drawing of the world. So, as you go through the rest of your week, I hope you are able to create another really neat line design, and maybe you can use some cool colors instead. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you soon.